Alrighty then. Successful indie author, 5-minute focus episode 855, communicating with a cover artist. Today is the day we move the clocks forwards here in Alaska. And we went back to bed, slept in. Now Stanley's sleeping on the couch again. All right, so there we are. Communicating with cover artists. It is absolutely the easiest to get your covers done before you write the book. Because then if there's some kind of odd scene, some kind of setup on the cover, you can make sure you write it into the book so it's there in the story. Otherwise, if you've already written the book and now you're looking for a cover, you've kind of got to wicker the elements to kind of be in the book. Now, the good news is it doesn't have to have anything to do with the book. It just has to have to do with the genre. You have to make sure that the genre matches and it pulls the readers into the story. That's all. The story will take care of itself. So make sure your cover artist knows the genre. Make sure they know the genre. And great art does not equal a great cover. Because if it's so detailed and you have to zoom in and you see all these little details and great Easter eggs that are in the story, that's cool. But almost no one will zoom in and do that effort to look at the cover. What they're going to do is they're going to take that snapshot of the cover as they see it on their phone. It's going to be about this big. And if it doesn't impress them at that point, then they're going to move on. So great art does not necessarily equal a great cover. So make sure that it's visible in thumbnail size, and that the typography, make sure the typography works. Having the typography right is almost as important as the artwork on the cover itself. So communicating with your cover artist. Maybe the cover artist is not the right person to do the typography. Just keep that in mind. You don't have to have the artist do it all, because sometimes that may be a step too far. The graphic design of it, that's great. They can get it set up. They can get the colors, get that so it looks good and small as well as big. Double check the top 100 in your genre and see what kind of color palettes they're using. And palette, that's the color scheme. In post-apoc, you'll see reds and oranges. In science fiction, military sci-fi, you'll see dark blues, blacks because of space opera, and you might see pictures of people, things like that. Just understand top 100, because this is what reader expectations, right, with the reader in mind. Cover is you're trying to draw in those right readers. So communicating with the cover artist, make sure they know the genre. Use the artist's language. The Z. Do you know what the Z is? The Z is how the eyeball looks across the page. It goes to the top, goes across, goes at an angle down to the lower left-hand corner, and then across the bottom. So that's why you have title and author, or author name and title in that way. And then the artwork within the cover itself is situated kind of at an angle that way. That's the Z. It's a natural way the eye progresses on the page. So help yourself. Right, with the reader in mind. Well, the artist has to draw with the reader in mind as well. If you can't describe it, do a mock-up with your bad visual art skills. Little copy-paste action, it's fine. It works great, and it will give the artist enough to work with. Just don't constrain them so much that they can't give you something that might be better than what you asked for. And don't be so particular that they can't give you what you ask for. So you've got to compromise there, and that's why getting the cover before you write the book is best. Now, if you haven't done that, well, you got to get the cover after you wrote the book. But work with your cover artist, come up with something that's great, something that will get the reader to click, read more, and read the blurb. The blurb will sell the book, not necessarily the cover. And accept that what you envision may not be what you get. Work with the cover artist to get you something that will get people to click on that picture, understanding that the story is within this genre. Genre equals marketing. So get people, readers of that genre, to click. That's all that cover is supposed to do. Believe it or not. Yeah. Cover does help you sell the book, because that's the first thing that people see. But then they go to the read more, the blurb, and the blurb will sell the book. And then that first paragraph will keep the readers reading, the first chapter, and the last chapter will sell the next book. So this is what you got to do. It's a whole process, still wrapped around a great story. Put a great cover on a great story, write a blurb that will sell that story, and then reap the wins, reap the windfall that comes with having a great story. Cover gets people to click. That's all. Don't get over wrapped around the axle, around the details within the cover. All right. Hopefully that helps. Yes, if they're right-handed, make sure they're holding the right hand, of course. But don't get so twisted up that you lose focus that, oh, hey, that finger should be on this side of the... Stop it. Just get them to click. Peace, fellow humans.